Life is not only about moments of joy and inspiration. Sometimes it puts us in the face of challenges that seem insurmountable. Difficult times come to each of us, leaving us in doubt, pain, and fear. But guess what? These times can be not only the hardest phase of your life, but also the most transformational. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with adversity by drawing strength from the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, wrote, "A man's life consists of how he treats his circumstances, not of the circumstances themselves." These words are the key to finding inner strength, even when everything seems broken. Difficult times are not the end of the road. They are an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and to understand yourself more deeply. In this video, we'll break down 5 powerful principles that will help you not just endure, but get through any adversity with dignity. Why is this video important? Because we live in a world full of unpredictability. We face loss, disappointment, stress, and anxiety, and too often we don't know how to deal with it. But every challenge is a chance to step up if you know how to approach it. These 5 things won't just support you through tough times, they'll change your outlook on life. You'll learn to find calm in chaos, strength in weakness, and confidence where uncertainty used to be. Perhaps right now you are feeling on edge. Perhaps you are looking for answers to the questions that plague you. This video is for you. It is designed to inspire you, give you clarity, and show you that even the darkest times can be a stepping stone to the light. Stay tuned to the end, because what you learn here could be a turning point in your life. It's more than just advice. It's a time-tested philosophy that can strengthen your soul and mind. Let's start this journey to strength, peace of mind, and inner balance right now. Because challenges are inevitable, but your strength is always in your hands. 1. Focus on what you can control. When life throws up a challenge, most people's first reaction is panic. We start worrying about what will happen next, or agonizing over what has already happened. But the truth is that neither the past nor the future is in our control. What really matters is how we respond to circumstances in the here and now. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic, wrote, "You have power only over your mind and your actions. Everything else is beyond your control." These words remind us that we waste our energy when we try to change what is beyond our will. Think about how often we get stuck thinking about other people, their actions or events that have already happened. This is not only unhelpful, but destructive. After all, by focusing our energy on what we can't change, we rob ourselves of the strength to deal with what is really important. So what can we control? First of all, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. These are the 3 main tools with which we create our reality. When you feel helpless, ask yourself, what can I do in this situation right now? Even a small step in the right direction makes a huge difference. For example, if you lost your job, you can't control your former employer's decision. But you can control how you handle this situation. You can revise your resume, start looking for new opportunities, or develop new skills. This is a proactive approach that allows you to move forward instead of getting stuck in negative thoughts. Taking control of your thoughts begins with realizing that you don't have to believe everything your mind tells you. In difficult times, our minds often become a source of fear and doubt. But Stoic practice teaches us to see thoughts for what they are. Just thoughts, not facts. Epictetus, another great Stoic, said, "It is not things that trouble us, but our opinion of them." This idea is incredibly powerful. When you are faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, how am I interpreting this? What am I thinking about this? You may find that your thoughts color reality with dark tones, even if the situation is not as bad as it seems. To focus on what you can control, start with a simple exercise. Take a piece of paper and divide it into 2 columns. In one column, write everything that is bothering you. In the other, what you can do right now. Then focus solely on the actions in the second column. Stoicism is a practice that requires discipline, but it yields incredible results. The more you focus on what's in your hands, the less you are disturbed by external circumstances. You begin to feel stronger, more confident, and calmer, even when the world around you seems chaotic. This principle also reminds us to let go of what we can't change. Sometimes the best response is to just let things take their course. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If something is beyond your control, it's none of your business." This is not indifference, but wisdom. It's the realization that fighting the inevitable only brings suffering. Focus on your inner world. Work on your character, your attitude, and your habits. This is something that will always be within your control. As Marcus Aurelius said, the true strength of man is in his ability to control himself. When you apply this principle to your life, you begin to notice that difficulties become less intimidating. You realize that you have the resources to deal with any circumstance. This doesn't mean that difficult times will disappear, but you will go through them with confidence, dignity, and peace of mind. Remember, your mind is your main ally. Strengthen it by focusing on what is in your hands, and then you will see how even the most difficult challenges become stepping stones to growth and development. 2. Accept difficulties as part of life. Life is never smooth. It is full of surprises, losses, and trials. But instead of resisting difficult times, Stoic philosophy teaches us to accept them as a natural part of existence. This does not mean giving up or losing hope. It means looking at difficulties with wisdom and realizing that they are necessary for our growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the path itself." This is perhaps one of the most profound Stoic ideas. What seems like a problem to you can become a springboard for your transformation. Instead of wondering why this particular thing happened to you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How will it make me stronger? Accepting challenges doesn't mean you have to rejoice in them. It means you see them for what they are. Inevitable but temporary. Each challenge you face gives you the opportunity to develop resilience, patience, and inner strength. In today's world, we are often taught to avoid discomfort at all costs. But the truth is that we will never grow without challenges. Just as muscles are strengthened only after exertion, a person's character is built only through adversity. Think about your past. How many times have you faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, and yet you coped? You came out of those situations stronger, wiser, better prepared for the next stage of life. That's how we grow. But how do we learn to accept difficulties? First of all, we should remember that everything passes. As Epictetus said, remember, you will not endure suffering forever. They are temporary. This realization helps keep one calm even in the most difficult moments. Stoics also advise changing your attitude towards problems. Instead of seeing them as enemies, begin to see them as teachers. For example, if you are facing financial difficulties, this can be an opportunity to reassess your priorities, learn to manage money better, or find new sources of income. Another important aspect of accepting hardship is realizing that you are not alone. Trials come to everyone. This does not mean that life is unfair to you. It means that you are part of something bigger, and your experience is a shared human story. Marcus Aurelius said, "You are not the first to face this, and you will not be the last. Accept it and act wisely." These words remind us that we are capable of enduring more than we think. Difficulties also help us find humility. They remind us that we can't control everything. It's not an occasion for despair, but a chance to reassess our expectations. When we stop fighting reality, we find inner peace. Accepting hardship is not giving up the fight. It's realizing that the fight is to fight with clarity, not despair. As Seneca said, a wise man uses every challenge as a blacksmith uses metal to forge a weapon. This means that every obstacle is material for your growth. Practice this in your life. When you face a challenge, ask yourself some questions. What does this challenge teach me? How can I use it to help me grow? What can I do to turn this obstacle into an opportunity? These questions will help you change the way you look at challenges. Instead of fearing them, you will begin to see them as a way to improve. Remember, challenges are not a curse, but a part of life. Accept them with wisdom and serenity, because it is through adversity that we discover strength that we could not have found otherwise. 3. Find strength in the present moment. When we face challenges, our minds begin to wander. We either get stuck in regrets about the past or worry about a future that has not yet arrived. But as Marcus Aurelius said, the only thing that is real is the present moment. The past is no longer in your power. The future has not yet come. Your life is now. It is in the present moment that we find the strength that enables us to cope. Instead of wallowing in anxiety, ask yourself a simple question: what can I do right now? This focus on the present frees you from the weight of unhelpful thoughts and brings you back to action. Why is it so important to live in the present? Because the past cannot be changed and the future is always uncertain. We spend so much time worrying about what has already passed or fearing what might happen, but neither of these states helps us to act effectively. Staying in the present moment is a practice that requires mindfulness. When you feel yourself losing your balance, pause. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What can I do in this moment? This simple step helps bring yourself back to reality and begin to act with greater clarity. The Stoics believed that the present is a gift. Even in the most dire circumstances, it is always possible to find peace in the moment if you let go of worrying about what you can't control. Think about it: every time you are distracted by thoughts of the past or the future, you lose energy that could be directed toward the tasks at hand. For example, if you are worried about something going wrong, remember that it is in the past. Your job is to do what you can now to move forward. This idea becomes especially valuable in times of crisis. When everything seems to be falling apart, focus on the next small step. One step at a time is the way through the most difficult times. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate on what is in front of you. Do what must be done. Let nothing else disturb you." These words remind us that our energy and strength increase when we stop wasting it on distractions. Practicing mindfulness helps us find strength in the present moment. Try this exercise. Stop for a moment and pay attention to your breathing. Notice your surroundings, sounds, smells, sensations. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to make my situation better? This approach not only helps you cope, but also strengthens your ability to remain calm and clear in all circumstances. When you live in the present, you realize that challenges aren't so great when you break them down into smaller tasks. Instead of dreading all that lies ahead, focus on what you can do in the here and now. Staying in the moment also helps you see the good, even in the hard times. Maybe you have the support of loved ones, or even a simple cup of tea that gives you a moment of peace. These little things remind you that even in the hard moments, life goes on and there is still joy in it. As Seneca said, "Don't let worry about tomorrow steal from you the joy of today." This is a profound truth that can completely change your perspective on hardship. Living in the present moment is a force that makes you more resilient. It helps you stay calm, see clarity, and act with maximum efficiency. Most importantly, it allows you to find peace even when everything around you seems chaotic. When you face adversity, remember that the present is the only time you can make a difference. Stay in the here and now, and you will find that your path through difficulties becomes easier and clearer. 4. Develop inner resilience. Difficult times test our strength. They force us to face our fears, doubts, and limitations. But Stoic philosophy tells us, true strength does not depend on external circumstances. It is born within us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you have inner strength, no external storm will shake you." These words are a reminder that resilience is not something given by nature. It is a skill we can develop. And the more we strengthen it, the less we are intimidated by adversity. Inner resilience begins with realizing that you can endure more than you think you can. Often difficulties seem overwhelming to us because we look at them as one huge obstacle. But if you break them down into smaller tasks, you'll find that they become much less daunting. Seneca said, "Fortitude is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in spite of it." This is an important reminder. It's normal to be afraid. It's natural to feel doubt. But these feelings don't have to paralyze you. Instead, use them as a cue for action. So how do you develop resilience? First of all, start small. Do something every day that builds your discipline and confidence. It can be a physical exercise, keeping a promise to yourself, or simply saying no to something that gets in your way. These small victories gradually build a foundation for your inner strength. Another way to build resilience is to change your attitude toward mistakes and failures. Instead of seeing them as failures, start seeing them as lessons. Every time something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How will this make me stronger? The Stoics believe that our trials are not a punishment, but an opportunity. An opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. An opportunity to develop new skills, change your thinking, or deepen your understanding of life. One of the key elements of resilience is self-discipline. It gives you control over your actions and reactions, even when circumstances get out of control. As Epictetus said, you are not in control of what happens around you, but you are always in control of how you react to it. Try the following exercise to develop resilience. Every evening, analyze your day. Ask yourself 3 questions. What was challenging today? How did I handle it? What can I do better tomorrow? This simple exercise helps you see your progress and reminds you that each day you are getting a little stronger. An important part of inner resilience is also taking care of yourself. This is not a sign of weakness, but a necessity. When you face challenges, give yourself time to recover. A good night's sleep, a healthy diet, and moments of rest all help you stay strong to fight life's challenges. Remember that you don't have to be perfect. Resilience is not about the absence of mistakes or weaknesses. It's about the ability to get back up again and again, no matter how many times you've fallen. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, true strength is the ability to maintain your composure even when everything around you is falling apart. And this balance is not achieved all at once. It is the result of daily practice and small steps forward. Every time you face a challenge, remember that this is an opportunity to prove to yourself what you are capable of. Resilience is not a gift, but a choice you make every day. And the more you develop your inner strength, the less you are intimidated by difficulties. You begin to see them not as enemies, but as allies who help you grow and become a better person. 5. Find your footing in your values. When life gets tough and circumstances seem chaotic, the only thing that can keep you afloat is your values. They are like an anchor that holds your ship together even when the storm rages. Stoic philosophy teaches us to rely on inner principles rather than external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are true to your convictions, nothing and no one can shake you." These words are a reminder that values are your true strength. They give you clarity and purpose when chaos reigns around you. But what does that mean in practice? It means you must be clear about what is truly important to you. What do you prioritize above all else? Integrity, courage, compassion. By defining your values, you will be able to make decisions that are consistent with your principles, even in the most difficult situations. Values are something that stays with you forever. Money, status, or even people may leave you. But your principles are always within you. Epictetus said, "You can lose everything, but no one can take away your dignity unless you let them." In difficult times, hold on to your values as a guiding star. For example, if you are facing injustice, your belief in honesty can inspire you to do the right thing, even if it's not easy. If you feel fear, courage can help you step forward despite your doubts. Your values also help you keep your focus. When it feels like everything is falling apart, ask yourself, what is my next step to stay true to myself? This helps you avoid panic and make informed decisions. Values also give you motivation to keep going. When you know you are fighting for something important, challenges become less daunting. For example, if your value is caring for your family, you will find the strength to overcome any adversity for the sake of your loved ones. The Stoics believe that our values define who we are. They are stronger than any external circumstances. As Seneca said, "It is impossible to lose who you are at heart." This means that even in the toughest moments, you can still be you if you don't betray your principles. If you're still not sure what values are important to you, take some time to realize them. Take a paper and pen and write down the answers to the following questions. What inspires me in other people? What qualities do I want to develop in myself? What principles am I willing to defend, even if it's difficult? This process will help you understand yourself better and find a point of reference in difficult moments. Another way to reinforce your values is to remind yourself of them daily. Write down your core principles and reread them every morning. This is a simple but powerful way to start your day with clarity and purpose. Your values will also help you see meaning in adversity. For example, if you value growth, difficult times can be an opportunity for you to grow. If you value patience, adversity can teach you calmness and resilience. Ultimately, your values are more than just words. They are how you live your life, how you make decisions, and how you deal with adversity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what is in accordance with your nature and your beliefs. Everything else is secondary." So, every time you face a challenge, go back to your values. Ask yourself the question, how can I act in accordance with my principles? This simple step not only helps you deal with challenges, but also makes you stronger, wiser, and more honest with yourself. Values are your inner compass. They guide you, inspire you, and give you the strength to move forward, even when all seems lost. Stick to them and you will always be on the right path. We live in a world where hardships are inevitable. They come, testing us for strength, making us look for strength where there seems to be none. But do you know what the most surprising thing is? These trials are not only our enemies, but also our teachers. Each of the 5 things we've talked about today is a key to overcoming adversity. These simple yet powerful principles, inspired by Stoic philosophy, can completely change the way you approach life. They remind us that our strength is within us. Think about what you can apply to your life right now. Maybe it's a calm acceptance of circumstances you can't change, or a discipline that allows you to find order even in chaos. Maybe it's the art of living in the present moment that frees you from regret and fear. Hard times are not a punishment. They are a chance to become better, wiser, stronger. As Marcus Aurelius said, everything that happens is for your good, even if you don't realize it yet. If this video has helped you look at hardship in a new way, share your thoughts in the comments. What of what you've heard today was most helpful to you? What idea resonated with you the most? And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here we share philosophies that can inspire you to change. Give us a like if you like this video and click on the bell so you don't miss our next episodes. Remember, every day is a new opportunity. Every challenge is a step toward strength. And every lesson, even from the most difficult times, brings you closer to who you want to become. You will make it through. Because you have everything you need inside of you to overcome any challenge. Thank you for spending this time with us. See you in the next video.